Hello and welcome to Toonami Preflight. I'm Gil Austin.
I'm Jason DeMarco.
And today we're going to talk about Dimension W, which premieres next Saturday night at 12:30. We're going to talk about some of our and your favorite single-season anime, or however we've worded that question when we put it up on the lines. We have a sneak peek of... Are we talking about it, or do we want to really sneak it? Of Meow the Jewels music video that Jason can talk a little bit more about later on. We have an amazing One Man's Trash series of amazing pieces that I've handcrafted myself.
Yeah.
And then just a reminder about our anniversary, 1 year anniversary. Congratulations on making it through a year's worth of episodes.
Thank you.
Job.
Yeah. Congratulations to you too.
Next Friday night at 6:30, we're going to be doing our anniversary episode with lots of fun things. But go online to Facebook and vote for naming the base. And also, if you haven't registered to vote for some of your favorite questions of the week, we are going to be calling some of those out. But up first, let's talk Dimension W.
Dimension W.
We cut off the W.
Dimension W.
It's supposed to be a ...
Dimension W.
Died in the middle of saying Dimension W. But Dimension W anime premiered in Japan just a couple of weeks ago, beginning of January the 10th or something
By the time this episode is airing, it'll be like 5 weeks ago, I think. Yeah.
So
pretty soon, pretty close to when we're showing it, which is cool.
And we did not, hopefully you guys all tuned in last Saturday night to see the promo. Top secret, we did not air it in Toonami Preflight. It was a extra sneak peek, not peeking at all, just a sneak.
It's a goodie you got to watch the broadcast for.
Just like the old days. But we do have that promo for this week, so let's check out that promo, and then we can talk a little bit more about the show. So here we go.
In the distant future, a discovery of the fourth dimension has allowed for abundant renewable energy for the whole world. To harness it, coils now power everything. But things aren't always as rosy as they seem. Illegal coils offer the underground a dangerous option. And it's up to collectors like Kiyoma Mabuchi to stop them.
None of you clowns have the stones to handle illegal coils.
His distrust of the coils may be the only thing that's going to keep him alive.
If they destroy you, don't blame me.
Now, he must discover the secret within this one-of-a-kind android, Mira, as the world around him closes in to maintain a dark truth.
This is it! This is the beginning!
Toonami is proud to present Dimension W next Saturday at 12:30. Power up.
Power up.
Cool. I've got a coil right here.
I know. It's where your heart used to be.
Yeah,
But it's,
I never had a heart. I've had a coil since the day I was born. I've been a robot.
Is it an illegal coil?
As long as you've known me.
You legit?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't really worry about things like that.
About legality or illegality?
No.
Okay.
That's for suckers. Or collectors, I guess.
Sure. So I've seen the first... We
have access to the first 5.
Right. I've seen the first 4 and some change. But I like the show so far. I mean, full disclosure, we don't know...
No, this came along as sort of a surprise. Some people have guessed. I'm sure they're very proud of themselves. Some people have guessed that we were going to show this show out there just because it's a Funimation.
We hope you're proud of yourself.
Funimation was on the production committee for the show, so they had, much like Space Dandy, we had a unique opportunity to do a very quick turnaround dub because Funimation was already planning on doing it, and they actually... We had not heard about the show until, they came to us and said, hey, this looks like it might be a good Toonami show. Would you guys check it out and let us know what you think? And just based on, watching an episode in Japanese or 2 episodes in Japanese and then seeing sort of the plot lines and the script, we said, yeah, sure, let's take a risk on we had no idea how it was going to be received by people, but it looked like a good show to us. And to get it to market quicker, we decided to take the risk of...
Yeah, so don't let us down. Don't blow it. This is your one shot.
So it's only a 13-episode show. Hopefully there will be more seasons. I believe it's doing okay in Japan. It's not yet a hit or not, but it's doing well and people seem to like it. I think it's a really cool... I mean, I love the animation and I think it's a cool idea. It very much reminds me of Giant Robo with the Shizuma drive. The Dimension W energy coils are very much like they've upset the balance of this world, much like the Shizuma drive did in Giant Robo. So I like it just on that basis alone. Yeah. And I love stuff with, I love that the main hero is like anti-technology completely, but still a total badass and sort of an old school samurai almost. The way he dresses and moves. And I like the science fiction aspect of it, something I think that anime does particularly well. Science fiction, future thinking, and just the idea of a dimension that people can tap into to just willy-nilly take energy from.
I mean, whatever. What possibly could go wrong with that scenario? I think that if you're just pulling energy from somewhere where you have no idea where it is, everything's always going to be just fine.
Yeah, but so it came together very quickly, and we're really happy that we got to put another show on the air that's sort of a quick turnaround, and we're hoping that things can keep moving in that direction for us, to where we can sort of highlight some shows that have been around, but also just show new stuff to people.
Yeah, definitely. We have a sneak peek. This is from the first episode. It's within the first probably 5 minutes, so if you're crazy spoiler worried,
if you're a dub hater, sharpen your sword. Now's your chance to say, it's not the voice I thought it would be.
You don't learn anything in the clip that you don't already have learned in the promo.
Those voices aren't good.
That wasn't Jason's voice. That was actually someone that tweeted him that exact audio. We just play it back for you now. But let's check out this sneak peek from episode 1 of Dimension W.
A decisive tackle by the challenger, Buffalo Gale! The champion's in trouble now! I don't think he saw that coming!
Have a seat. Go on and look over the job specs. It should be a pretty straightforward gig. The Wan brothers, Every and Joni, petty thugs based out of Shadow City. According to my intel, these two have managed to procure a decent number of illegal coils. Your job is to collect them for me.
As far as my payment's concerned, same as always. Half in cash, half in gasoline.
I'm the only reason you're able to get by in this world hating coils the way that you do. I'm expecting results. Kiyoma Mabuchi.
You'll get your results.
I'm just going out to buy some drinking water.
Look what I got, boys and girls. Illegal coils.
Man, are those for real? If they are, that's a major score.
Other than the X's, they're just like legit coils. Check it out. Ha. What do you think? These things pack some seriously wicked power. Just look at the damage it did. And that was with a water gun.
You better not get too attached to him.
We were just discussing the clip. So that just gives you a little idea of the world of, this world where there are many people use the coils legally, but they're regulated, and many other people use them for nefarious purposes. And
like super soakers.
And that super soaker is super powerful. And the collectors are a group of sort of vigilantes, really, who have decided that coils in general are bad and that certainly illegal use of the coils should be curtailed at the risk of their own life and limb. Very brave. Very brave.
So, yeah, hopefully you will enjoy Dimension W starting next Saturday night at 12:30.
Yeah.
And
it's beautiful looking animation. Like, it's totally gorgeous. So,
and we definitely hope that there's another season of Dimension W, but for now there's just the one.
And it gives us our springboard for today's subject, which is, what's your favorite anime that lasted only one season? Now, I knew that only lasted one season. Now, I knew that there would be some people that would probably nitpick this topic. It was very interesting.
This is the first one ever that's been
to see the responses. Just because some people were like, there are some people who were like, well, some of these shows never stopped airing, therefore they weren't broken into seasons, therefore it's all one season. Like, people were in the...
We're not arguing in front of the Supreme Court, though. So
they were like, Naruto's technically all one season, which is like, come on, dude. So what we really meant was shows that are
short run,
that haven't come back. So that could be an OVA like Fooly Cooly, that could be a show like Bebop that only ran for 26 episodes and never came back. Those were single season shows, or more frequently shows that are 13 or so episodes that don't come back, like your Dead Man Wonderlands, those types of shows. So really it's about a show that ended probably with no more than 26 episodes and hasn't come back in or continued in another season. So that's a pretty broad field to pick from. I tried personally to stick to shorter ones in that spectrum. But, understandably, people had different opinions about what constitutes a season in, anime is different than American television, where things are definitively broken into seasons.
Right. And then sometimes, too, shows coming to the States are broken into seasons
when they really weren't. Right. And they actually aired just straight through in Japan. So it's I get that people could make an argument that there are some 52 episode single season shows like Gundam Wing or whatever. Yeah. But for our purposes, we stuck to the rules that we've already described. So with that in mind, I'm going to go through my picks pretty quickly. So the first one I want to talk about is Bakano, which came out in 2007. The manga came out before that. Was not a super long running manga. But so Bakano has 16 episodes, 13 of which aired on Japanese television, and then 3 were direct to video afterwards. And Bakano is about it's like 1930s Prohibition era New York, and it's a weird mix of supernatural stuff and sort of gangsters in New York, like Prohibition era gangsters, and it really concerns some alchemists that make an immortality sort of potion, and these characters that end up having it in their possession, and at first they don't know that that's what it is. They think it's just like liquor because it's Prohibition era, so bootleggers end up with it. And the show's really interesting because it hops around different time periods all the time. Like within an episode you'll see something, the closure of an event 2 years later, and then they'll flash back to the current timeline, and then they'll flash back to a previous thing that sets something up. Like, it's a very kaleidoscopic show, the way it's edited and stuff. It looks beautiful, the animation's great, and it's just a cool, unusual sort of setting for an anime. Apparently the character designers and creators of the show took a trip to New York City and realistically made sure that they were portraying places like Hell's Kitchen the way that they look, which is cool, and you don't see that often in anime. So Bakano, I think it's very well regarded in general. It's a very solid 16-episode series. Full disclosure, we have considered putting it on Toonami before, and you may eventually see it on Toonami. You may not. I don't know. But I've always liked it.
Maybe not.
But I've always liked it, and I always thought that I wish that they would do more of them. So for me, that was one of the top of my list of single-season anime. So if you haven't seen Bakano, I believe Funimation has it, but it's out there. So check it out. It's dubbed. It's real good. Bakano. So my second choice is a show we just sort of finished airing, but I wanted to Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, thanks. My guy reminded me. I have a clip of Baccano. The weird thing is I couldn't find a good real promo for Baccano, so there's a good fan-made trailer, so I just pulled that. So thank you to whoever you are, fan that made this trailer. You did a good job. It's better than anything else I could find. So we're now going to use your work. So here it is.
Make sure not to draw any attention to ourselves.
Just act normal. Move slow and steady like a regular person.
That's it, Dollface. Smooth as butter and jam.
Name's Spiro Prochinesa. I also happen to be one of the youngest members of the Martillo family.
It's a nervous condition. It's not crying.
There are powers in this world we clearly don't understand.
We're actually immortal. It's freaking unbelievable.
I was wondering if you would do a little favor for me.
Now that's a good-looking doll.
I'm the closest thing he has to a daughter in this world.
I don't understand the young people these days.
It's always been my dream to find those who love life and want to live in this world and slaughter them one by one.
Welcome to the Martillo family, Furo.
My name is Eve Genoa. Please, you have to tell me what happened to my brother.
What's a rail tracer?
It's like a huge monster that comes chasing after trains.
It makes me sad, but all things end.
That's disgraceful. Fathers don't enslave their children under the threat of death.
I don't think we can ignore what you boys have done.
There was a monster there. A brutal crimson monster.
I want revenge for my friends, but I just made it worse.
Stop being such a fool. Only stupid children believe in God.
Now, don't you forget, I'm the one who's going to kill you when all of this is over.
My brother needs to understand. There are miracles.
All you need is just one person to think you're great. Just one, and you've got two!
Maybe every encounter is some sort of miracle in its own way. Depending upon which of these interesting characters you focus, the same incident will behave like the surface of the ocean. Changeless yet ever-changing. In other words, there may be but one event, but as many stories as there are people to tell them.
Some problematic New York accents in that dub, but otherwise. So yeah, Baccano. And so my next show, as I said, is a show we just aired, but I still love it, and I watched it before we aired it with my daughter, she was 15 at the time, from beginning to end, and it captivated her and me at the same time. So if you can make an entertainment that holds the attention of a 44-year-old man and a 15-year-old young lady, then you have done a good show. So the show I'm talking about is Michiko and Hatchin, which takes place in a sort of fictionalized version of Brazil.
We should go as them for Halloween.
And it stars two women, one young woman named Hatchin, who is a sort of orphan at the beginning of the show, and Michiko, who is the boyfriend of her I guess dad, right?
Depending on where you jump into the show, yeah.
Sure.
In the beginning, there's a question mark.
Sure. And I think our promo does a pretty good job of explaining the show, but they're not going to be any more Michiko and Hatchins. The studio that made the show is closed down anyway. The story doesn't really leave any room for more episodes, and there doesn't feel like it just feels like the arc is done in a good way, and it doesn't really need to move on. So I don't say this like I wish there would be more. I just think it's a very good one-season short.
Do you think that that's an important criteria for our question for what's your favorite episode, whether you want more or not?
I think it is for some. It isn't for me. I mean, I would like more Baccano. I think you could tell more stories in that world easily. The story of Michiko and Hatchin is entirely about them, and the way it wraps up doesn't really feel like it needs more. Same with Bebop. I mean, if you told me, hey, we're going to make more stories in the Bebop world, that's cool, but I don't need Spike, Jet, Faye, and Ed's stories to go any further. So I just think it's different for everyone. But anyway, here's the promo we did, which I like very much and I think represents the show well. And the show did well for us, surprisingly well. A lot of people, it turned out, had overlooked the show, or just it didn't have that buzz that a lot of popular new anime have. And I was really happy that when we showed it, it kind of popped for us. And I think, exposed the show in a bigger way than it had been before, certainly in the States. So I'm happy about that. So let's check out our promo for Michiko and Hachin.
Sunny, up at 6 today. First one up. My name is Hana. And this is how my days usually start.
Hana, we do not raise our children to cover up their failures.
Heads up! We just don't need you here, and no one cares about you anyway.
Someone from down that road is going to come for me. Yeah, that'll never happen.
Come on, Hana. Are you gonna sit there all day?
Authorities have identified the woman who broke out of the high-security and purportedly escape-proof Diamandra Special Penitentiary early yesterday morning. Alondra should be considered armed and extremely dangerous.
Hello, mother. Hello, daughter. Hello, mayhem.
500 for each one of those tracks! You shoot them on sight!
Nothing to worry about, kid.
Michiko and Hachin, premiering next Saturday night at 1.
Hold on tight.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
And I remember when it came on, people were like, "What is this show?" Like, and then there were some people who complained that it didn't have enough action, but they're obviously dumb and wrong. Okay, my third choice is a show that I had high hopes for in terms of becoming a popular title, but it kind of didn't. It kind of just fizzled and was gone, and I would like more to be made, so this is one of those. And that would be Blade of the Immortal, which you never hear anyone talk about. I don't think the show was that well received. The manga came out in 1993 and ran all the way till 2012. It was like 30 volumes. It's a very well-known manga. And the show premiered in, I think, a couple years ago, not that long ago, like 2012. And it only had 13 episodes. It was created by B-Train, and it just didn't sort of... they changed a few aspects of the manga, which might have made people mad, I don't know, but it just didn't sort of take off. But I think it was well done, and it had some really awesome fight sequences. The show stars a guy named Manji, who is a samurai who basically is kind of not a good guy, and he ends up killing 100 different samurai, one of whom is her brother's, is his sister's husband, and he ends up getting cursed by a nun who sort of, in order to become a better person, he has to she curses him with immortality, and it's hard to explain, but he gets these blood worms that he's infected with, so you could cut off his arm and they regenerate flesh. So there's nothing he can do to die. He's immortal. And she won't lift this curse until he kills 1,000 evil men. And I think in the show, he just decides, I'm going to kill 1,000 evil men. I don't think it's like lifting the curse, but he is immortal. So he gets like shot in the head, he gets limbs cut off, and they just come back. Like he just heals. So he's basically Wolverine as a samurai. It's really violent, I think, which I like. There's always a nice fight sequence in every episode, which is one of the, let's face it, it's one of the reasons you watch Samurai story. It's got a really good dub cast, and it's pretty hard to find for whatever reason. Like I said, I just don't think it was that popular. And it uses music from, it uses traditional Japanese music, which I think is pretty unusual for an anime. And it really adds like an evocative element I like. Like I said, I prefer the manga. They didn't stick quite close enough to it for me as a person who's read the manga, but it's still really good. And I think they could have told the whole manga story easily. It went for 25 years. I would love to see that many episodes of Blade of the Immortal, but I guess the people voted with their eyeballs and said no.
As they do sometimes.
So I just bring that up because I think it's an unheralded show. You know, we could have talked about any number of shows we've talked about 1 billion times, which we all know are great, but I just wanted to pick one or two that were sort of unheralded single season shows. So that's it for my choices.
Do you want to show a clip from
I keep forgetting to show clips. What the hell is wrong? I need more coffee. Yeah, we have a trailer for Blade of the Immortal, so check it out.
罪人なんぞ一人もいやしねえ。俺は片っ端から切り殺した。
あなたのことですね。100人斬りの卍とは。
ああ。
一つ神にお尋ねしてみましょう。
頼むぜ。
終わっちゃったの。
もうやめにしようぜ。なあ、やりたくねえんだよ。
100人もの命を奪った罪、生半可には償われますか？
てめえの住んでる臓物くせえ世界からもう足。
父は一刀流を名乗る連中に殺されたんです。一刀流を滅ぼすために助太刀をしてください。
So yeah, check it out. It's out there. Not that easy to find, but it's out there.
But it's worth it when you do.
Yeah.
It's its own reward for finding it.
Maybe.
First up for me is High School of the Dead, which came out in 2010. And there's 12 episodes and an OVA. And this is sort of Walking Dead in your high school is kind of the easiest way to explain it.
High School of the Dead.
Yeah, so it's not
Tell me more.
the deepest of shows, but I like it a lot.
Can you
It's
explain?
fun, action.
I don't follow.
It's violent. There's some dumb fan service in there, but if you can get past that, then it's an enjoyable show. This clip is the first 2 minutes-ish of the first episode, so this gives you a good little taste of the action and the violence and also some of the dumb fan service. So let's check it out.
Everything.
I stayed up late on the night before the day everything came to an end.
Are you okay? Are you nuts?
Say what?
Ray!
Hisashi!
Did you see that? We need to smash their heads to kill them. Ray! Hisashi! Hurry! This way! Okay. Damn it. What the fuck? What the fuck's going
on? So that's the beginning, and they sort of fight their way out of their school and then into the town, and it goes from there. And it's dealing with obviously the outbreak in the zombies and the overall...
but do her panties survive the zombie outbreak?
I mean, that's just part of the overall question.
Seems like you can't... it's an open question.
Yeah, it's just...
those zombies, they're coming for you. And your panties.
But I like the show. I wish that they hadn't made some of those choices, but...
Liar.
Why would you?
Out of thousands of shows, you call this one out. Just saying. I don't believe it.
Well, which part?
Not liking the choices of the panties.
Now you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I do. I just don't think you do.
You forgot two of your clips so far, so you're clearly...
Two of my clips doesn't mean I mean, I still chose clips I believed in.
I believe in the show. I just wish that they...
Let's just be clear about it. Yeah.
Up next for me is the retirement party for talking about Dead Man Wonderland on Toonami Pre-Flight.
This will be your fourth time?
I think it's my third, but this potentially might be my fourth. But
this is kind of like I have to retire IGPX, I guess.
It seemed like it was both a fitting tribute and a fitting end to my speaking about Dead Man Wonderland and talking about single seasons. I definitely wish that there were more episodes, but there seemingly aren't going to be.
There will be.
But if there are,
people yell at us about it.
If there is another season, then take backsies on not talking about Dead Man
People
Wonderland.
People have yelled at us about not like, why won't you make more? Like, we don't have anything to do with that, kids.
Because we're totally powerless to make those decisions.
We showed it, but we didn't make it.
We've done all that we can and more for Dead Man Wonderland.
Really?
But this will be the final broadcast of the promo for Dead Man Wonderland and my talking about it.
I don't know if that's true. But
so until there's more episodes or until some other topic comes up that I want to talk about it. But for the most part, I think it'll be year 3. I'm taking at least a year off of talking about Dead Man Wonderland.
Okay, that promise I think you could probably stick to.
Well, no more beyond that. So, and then see you in 53 more episodes, Dead Man Wonderland. Let's check out this promo and then be out.
A classroom full of kids has been murdered. The only survivor, Ganta Igarashi.
The only recourse that we have is capital punishment.
Wrongfully convicted, Ganta has been shipped off to the worst place on Earth. Dead Man Wonderland. 1 part amusement park, 1 part maximum security lockdown.
This is life, boys.
The only way to survive is to fight.
Now you'll see him suffer slings and arrows.
But Ganta's got a special talent. He's a dead man. His ticket to fame and glory? A brutal blood sport called Carnival Corpse.
The bloodiest, awesomest attraction in the whole park.
Only the very strong, or very insane, make it out in one piece. Can Ganta survive this crazy world? Or is he just more meat for the grinder? Dead Man Wonderland, Saturday nights at 12:30. Get busy living, or get busy dying. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Not every day you get to make a promo where you use the line from Shawshank.
So
you wrote that, right?
Yeah. Rest in peace, Dead Man Wonderland Pre-Flight, talking about you treated us well and left too soon. And lastly, for me, is Akame ga Kill, recently of Toonami fame.
Currently. Last episode would be tomorrow night.
Yeah, so it's... The farewell party of Akame ga Kill premieres for Toonami.
Which may have more episodes, but it feels like so many people got killed off that I don't know.
It's, Akame ga Dead, I guess, is the next
They are not shy about killing people off on that show.
Which is so great about, like, there's so much about the show that I like, but the fact that you never know sort of where it's going to go and the fact that no one's too precious enough to live is definitely one of the top things that I like. So here is our launch promo for Akame ga Kill that we can watch now.
Oh, man! The capital's even bigger than I thought!
Our land is plagued by corruption.
Oh, how can they do this to people?
It's the minister who supports this sort of cruelty.
That man is a demon! Can't any of you see that? Please!
I am going to survive this hell no matter what happens.
We can't shoot innocent people!
Tell me about the boy.
He's gonna be joining us.
I haven't agreed to anything.
We don't do something about the scum terrorizing the capital, then it's never gonna get cleaned up.
You're done.
So it's our job to take out those bastards whenever we get the chance.
That was awesome!
Damn straight.
How would you like to be the newest member of Night Raid?
You're gonna kill me if I refuse to join, right?
Your choice.
I
I beg you, have mercy on us.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with that.
It's like you guys are taking out the trash, killing off the bad guys one by one. You're a rogue team of assassins for the sake of justice.
No matter how you describe it, we're still murderers.
Any given moment, every one of us could be forced to atone for the blood that we've spilled.
Are you prepared to risk your life?
I want to do it. Please allow me to be part of Night Raid.
Works for me. Now let's go punish this scumbag. Move out.
Akame ga Kill premieres Saturday at 12:30 on Adult Swim.
Little Run the Jewels.
Yeah. And fun fact, that's word for word the blood oath that you have to swear when you first become a Toonami employee as well. So,
yep, it's true.
Spoiler alert. So those are some of our favorite single-season animes. Let's check out the Adult Swim Facebook picks for some of theirs. Nice.
Yep.
Single
season, 26 episodes. Champloo 2. Those are all great single-season anime. We've talked about
We should talk
them.
about All Our Star sometime.
We've talked about all of them, so I didn't bring any up. But Paranoia Agent I almost talked about, but I've actually already talked about it too.
So yeah, it's going to be season 4 of Toonami Pre-Flight. It's going to be.
It's going to be.
We're going to have to come around.
It's going to be
again,
tough
so it's,
to come up with new
new shows that we haven't already talked. We'll do least favorites.
New favorites,
least
favorites.
So let's check out the Toonami Facebook, facebook.com/Toonami. Did nice.
All great. All solid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Toonami Facebook. I think. I don't
know. King of the Hill didn't make it into.
No, I think
the Adult Swim.
I think the Adult Swim one. There was a Metalocalypse.
Yeah.
Complaint, but other than that, yeah, no King of the Hill this week.
Wouldn't be Adult Swim Facebook if it weren't a Metalocalypse complaint.
It's true. So yeah, thank you for giving us your picks, and as always, go to facebook.com/Toonami and comment on the question of the week. We're gonna keep doing this shit until you stop us.
Until you make us stop.
Yeah, so just be ready. So this week's sneak peek is something that's been out for a while, but we figured why not? We're going to run it in Toonami. And it is a video for the Meow the Jewels song called Meowperty. So Meow the Jewels, for those of you who may not know, are actually Run the Jewels, Killer Mike and LP. When they were writing sort of Kickstarter prizes for their second album, they got really high, and as a joke wrote that if they get $40,000 they will recreate the entire album using only cat sounds, and it was a total joke. And then someone basically pulled that out and started a Kickstarter just for that, and they decided to support it. And all the money that was raised goes to the victims of families of police brutality. So it's like Eric Garner's family, and then so all the money goes to those charities. And they actually went and got a whole bunch of different producers, big name producers, Just Blaze, Jeff Barrow from Portishead, like big name producers, gave them cat sounds and had them recreate the music with all cat sounds. No sound besides the human voices of Killer Mike and LP on the album are made from anything but cat noises. So it's a very strange album to listen to. Definitely, I prefer the original, but it's still crazy that they did it and hilarious, and people that embraced and the way people embraced it. So when it when Elle told me that the album was coming out, I said, well, we have to make a video for one of the songs from the record, because we want to support, the giving it to charity, and also just it's such a hilarious idea. So he said, hey, why don't you do this song Meowperty? And I thought immediately of an artist named Syriac, who is a web artist that we've worked with for years and years. He's done stuff for Off the Air. He's done a bunch of Adult Swim IDs. He's a true genius in terms of animation, and he's done some really great weird stuff with cats too. So he luckily loved the idea and thought it was just ridiculous enough that it would be worth him spending 3 months of 10-hour days animating it. It just came out about a month ago. The video was very well received, and so we're finally showing it on Toonami. So we're going to show it to you here. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch, whether you like the music or not.
For sure.
This is the edited version, so beware of bleeped swear words, but otherwise the video is intact. So enjoy.
I'm up at midnight, I'm dipping off in my Nizikes, a gun on a metal piss, I've been Nizike, this to my wrist. I'm lurking, serving off this you lack of purpose. I got them filled up with Frizzak like Mizike, is you all recite? I'm looking, lurking on bitch, twerking for service. This bag is a burger, I'm yelling, screaming, and cursing. I'm putting pistols in faces at random places like, give it up, I stand adjacent to Satan. Batman chilling, the feelings is here, no Jesus is here. I hear the demons in my ear, and I want it, I need it, see it, I take it, never faking, rap you motherfuckers up, leave you naked, the shoe runners. Top tag team for 2 summers, live and let live, fuck you cuz that's a fool's honor. I'm walking, toting on 2 llamas, you is in ass and trash, I'll get them too, I'll fuck you, I'm boys forever, hope I said it politely, and that's about the psyche and Jamie and Mikey. You need another pair better, highly unlikely, and if I can't rap it, Maggie, then fight me. I live for the thrill of the kill, yes it excites me. You know your favorite rapper ain't ish, and me I might be the closest representation of God you might see. Pay honors like your mama, young son, and take a right knee. The passion of pop, the depth of 9, circa 9, next to mind of Brad Jordan and Chuck D, and find me. I speak with the diction of Malcolm, say a Bun B. Prevail through hell, so Satan get ye behind me.
The kid became a lion that look at your face like great food. The kid became a lion that look at your face like great food. The kid became a lion that look at your face like I never been much of ish, by most measurements don't exist. On a radar, a little blip in a shadow of motherships. You smother the brashly mumble, but hustlers a global spin. The sign on my back's to stab me, my soul is your little bitch. Maybe you should be careful when flipping a stranger's switch. Assuming the war is won ain't a symptom of arrogance. Nothing to lose, a step up, then everything's for the win. So we grin in the face of frauds until monsters to suck our dick. I let it spit on your grave, my existence is to disgrace. The kid became a lion that look at your face like great fools. Why we got the people behind us? While the rappers are vaginas for the fame and jewel runners will always stay ruled. Motherfucker, your permission was never yours to begin with. And every bar that this shit you spit is your prison. I've been here making raw, this should never ask to be lauded. The jewels is the answer, your question is what's poppin'?
So great.
The goal was to make the ultimate cat video, and I don't know if we did that, but we came pretty damn close. So hopefully you guys enjoy it and look for it tomorrow night. It'll be running on the air, and it'll be confusing millions of people. I love when we run a weird music video, and I always get the random. I like to check to see responses. People are like, "What is this?" I just love that. But now we have something from the greatest continuing series on Pre-Flight, according to Gil Austin.
No, we'll just cut that last bit out and then just loop that for all time. So this is...
It should be called One Man is Trash, and then at least it would be accurate, referring to you.
Well, it could still be, because it's an apostrophe S, so it could be...
One man is trash.
So, depending on how you want to look at it.
Just call it Gil's Trash. That's what we should call it, actually.
Well, it's too late. We've already branded it.
Too late.
We made the T-shirts.
And that's true. The world knows it as this. Like, everyone knows.
The legions of...
It's like renaming The Godfather.
Yeah,
like, everyone knows already. Okay,
so let's check out this One Man's Trash talking about Just Cause 3. So today's One Man's Trash takes place in the open world sandbox of Just Cause 3. I didn't play either of the other 2 Just Causes, but this one's super fun. I literally skipped all of the cinemas, so I don't really know what's going on, but you're some guy and you're doing some stuff, and basically everything in the world has to blow up. It's not a huge game, but there is a ton of stuff to still be able to do. And they keep track of all of it, really. There's stats for everything. And you can challenge your friends to beat your scores for whatever you did, whether that's longest headshot or most kills in a helicopter, or the one Jason was going to challenge me on, which is longest ragdoll time where you get blown up and you fly around. But he accidentally called me out on longest kill streak. And that seemed like it was going to be super easy, but it wasn't really at all. It took forever. And if you can beat your friend's score, then you end up getting the Anything You Can Do trophy, which is what we're trying to do here. So I started off thinking maybe I'd just jump in a helicopter and kill a bunch of guys, but that didn't really work. Because the thing with this challenge is you have to keep killing people. You can't let more than 5 seconds go in between the kills, which doesn't sound like it's going to be that hard. But the problem I ran into was either there were way too many guys and I died, or I would kill guys and then no more dudes would come. So it was sort of a weird in between that I had to find. So after trying it in a helicopter, I tried it in a tank, I tried it in a couple more helicopters, I tried it on foot, I got back into some helicopters, and really nothing was working. I think I got to 14, or at one point it was 18, but getting up to 20 I just couldn't get. And the other problem is that as you progress in the story, you not only run out of guys to kill because you're taking over all the different territories, the guys there are harder and harder to kill, so they're more heavily armored and it takes longer to get them down. I'd kind of given up on this entirely and figured I wasn't going to be able to do it, and was looking for another trophy to do when I was riding along in my trusty gunship and came across this convoy and realized that I was pretty close to killing 20 people. So I paused the game, loaded up all the recording stuff, started it over, and was still convinced that I was totally going to blow it at the end. But then, there you go, Anything You Can Do trophy popped up, and once again proved that I'm better than Jason in every measurable way. I was going to get the 100% trophy too, but you literally have to do everything in the game, which didn't seem like it was going to be that hard until I realized that that also includes doing all of the challenges and getting 5 gears on all of the challenges, and even I'm not crazy enough for that. So I just stuck with this one, Anything You Can Do. So if you have an idea for a one-man's trash, hit me up on Twitter @StupidGil, and I'll see you next time.
We didn't see the clip of you actually doing it.
This is an early cut that you're seeing. It'll be, by the time the people have seen it, you'll have
No one told me that. Okay.
Yeah, I told you yesterday.
Cool.
Okay,
I don't listen. Yeah. Much like I gave you a challenge I did without barely even thinking about, that took you forever to achieve. I don't listen a lot to the things you say.
Great job.
Yeah.
So next week we are going to be celebrating our 1-year anniversary of Toonami Pre-Flight. So if you have not already done so, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toonami, and register to vote for some of your... No, I guess you vote off Toonami.com. Sorry.
Toonami.com is where you vote.
You vote.
Facebook.com/Toonami is for the...
will allow you
naming
to
the base.
Register your name for naming our new Toonami base, all of which we're going to deal with in our pre-flight 1-year anniversary episode, which is next Friday night at 6:30.
Oh, and I wanted to shout out Toonami France, which just launched, and there's a promo out there that's pretty hilarious.
So we will most likely be moving to France full-time to run Toonami France.
Excuse me, it's Toonami. We're going to be making Toonami now.
The pre-flight, I think, will be our season 2.
Toonami France appears to be all DC shows, so all of you people who are missing American action on Toonami, just switch it over to Toonami, and you'll have all the French action you want. I love that it's in France. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, worldwide.
Good luck, Toonami France.
So that does it for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed all of our talking about things and me besting Jason. And we will see you next week for our anniversary birthday celebration extravaganza. See ya.